Hey y'all, going over some of the other services that we offer, cybersecurity being one of our management services that we do offer, but just to make sure that you're safe, we want to make it here as well. Business phone systems, we have voice over IP systems that we host ourselves with Amazon Web Services. We're not having to call somebody else to resolve an issue. We own those systems. We can log in remotely within just a few seconds and see what's going on with what your problem may be. We don't get those calls very often, but we can resolve very quickly as well. Internet service. Spectrum, AT&T, if it's in your area, most likely we resell it. But one advantage is that you have comes in on one bill and you have one phone number to call. You have to not have to call Spectrum or AT&T to resolve it and get us involved. We manage it all for you as well to make it simple. Password managers. We want to keep your passwords as complex as possible so that way you only have to remember one complex password and that's it. Everything else is going to be managed so that way you're not having the same password for everything. So that way if one's compromised, which is very unlikely using a password manager, but it'd be very difficult for somebody to go ahead and get into the rest of your accounts. Email signature management. The advantage of this is if you're any company, if you have more than one employee, that way the email signatures are consistent throughout. That way you're not having, one looks like trash, one's, not consistent, just different fonts, everything else. You want to be consistent as possible to project that professionalism for your business as well. Structured cabling, wiring, Ethernet, and that also includes fiber optic as well. So we will run those wires and make sure everything's connected, verify it, and make sure you're getting the most speed that you can out of your wiring. And it's the best fit. So some locations may be okay. A Cat 6 may work, but you're going to expand it. Let's go ahead and run fiber now, and just get it done to make sure that you have the expansion, not have to redo it at same labor in just a few years down the road. Where labor costs more at that point. Security cameras. We do lots of security cameras. We will back to the structured cabling as well, though, is that we'll pull wire for most of the camera as well. You may be saying, well, there's a lot of wireless options out there as well. And that's true. But wireless cameras are rarely as good as having a wired connectivity. Most wireless cameras will downgrade in power, they only go on motion, whereas a wired camera, you can set it to record the entire time because they're not worried about power at that point. Internet failover. Back to the internet issues with the Spectrum or AT&T, we also can throw in a modem or have a SD-WAN, so that way you have two connections at the same time acting as one, so that way you have more speed. And if you have like a huge load going on, that it splits the divide between the two different sides of the internet as well. If you have two different connections coming in, it'll split it going down both ways. Saying if also one gets cut off, it's always going to the other one as well to make it simple. Access control systems. So like a badge or key fob, that way we control that. That way you can see who's coming in and going at the same time and see when they do it. As well as also we can integrate that with the camera system as well to make sure that whoever is clocking in using the key fob is the person that it is assigned to as well. We've had a couple of issues on that before, and we were able to verify that no, it wasn't the right person going on, and the person was terminated as well. Printer sales and support. We are printer agnostic. Everybody has their preferences, and we just want to make sure that whatever your brand you're looking for, we want to make sure it's a good fit and for what you're wanting to do. So there's a lot of people that like the inkjet because it's a little bit cheaper for the printer up front, but we'll run the numbers and see how much you're printing, what's going to be the best fit for you and why. So that way you're getting the most out of your equipment and what your costs are. There's always going to be more. Just if you just ask us, reach out and say, do you do such and such? And chances are we probably do. So thank you, and you all have a good day.